I've recorded 100 episodes of this podcast, and I've spent the last year working full-time on the Constitution study. I'll ponder what I've learned over this time next on the Constitution study.
There's one thing you have to know wherever you make your stand. Came from a long through line of everyday Americans.
Well, hello there, everyday Americans. Paul Engel here once again with the Constitution study, where we read and study the Constitution and teach the rising generation to be free. Glad you could join me today. As always, head to the website, constitutionstudy.com. Please let me know what you think. Put comments in the video, put comments in the audio, ask questions on the website. I think we do best when we are interacting rather than just me broadcasting. And I love those questions. They help not only guide the discussion, but it really give me fodder as to what I need to spend some more time studying and researching. We get into a little bit more of that in the next episode. But today I want to talk about what I've learned over 100 episodes. And I've learned several things. What I've learned, I can't do it alone. So every week I come here and I remind you of some of the people who help make this happen. Whether it's Mark and Carol Murphy and their band Rebel North, who let me use their music and actually share some of the literature that I've created. Or Jesse at the Constitutional Grassroots Movement, who helps find constitutionally sound candidates to help for you to vote for. It could be Dustin at Restore the Intent, who's trying to find other people to put together their own studies so that we will read and study the Constitution. He wants to have one in each and every county in the nation. Whether it's Beverly, who helped me design a new flyer, or Peggy, who helped edit the book. All these people help put this content together. And people like you who help share this content with others. Twitter, Facebook, email, whatever. The idea of letting people know, you know what, you can read and study the Constitution for yourself. It's not that hard. You can learn, you can understand, you can get your questions asked. Now, there's a lot of people, when they ask questions, they're looking for an argument, not an answer. But the vast majority of the people who ask questions are really looking for answers. And let's face it, I don't always get it right, which means I like it when people come and challenge what I say, so I have to prove what I'm talking about, because, well, that's how this is supposed to work. So I can't do it alone, and I'm always enjoying when you help. I enjoy meeting you when I go to these conferences. I enjoy when people invite me to come speak at their events. It really is a team effort, and I'm really hoping more and more people will do what they can to help spread the word, to help bring me out there, this idea that we actually have rights and we need to protect them. And we can protect them if we educate ourselves just a little bit. The other thing I've learned, well, it takes a lot of time to do this. I'm recording 2 videos a week. I do a weekly web article. I'm answering questions. I'm putting together other literature. I'm trying to edit the book. I have a couple other book projects I'm trying to get off the ground. And in amongst all that, I have personal meetings that I go to where I'm meeting people face to face. I'm busy, but I'm enjoying it. I get up in the morning and after I deal with my morning routine, I look and see, well, how's it doing? Are people reacting to what I'm saying? Do people have questions I can answer? What is the next thing I get to work on this day? And I thoroughly enjoy it, and I really hope to be able to continue to work this full time. Now, if that's the good news, I suppose we really have to have a little bit of bad news. Otherwise, well, Murphy wouldn't be happy. What else have I learned during this time? Well, I've learned there are people out there who they're not really looking to learn, they're looking to argue. Every so often I get in touch with somebody and they want to get into a back and forth, and we're not really learning from each other. He or she is not listening to what I have to say, or not reacting to what I have to say, or the research that I found. They want to argue. And I'm learning to deal with that, to say there's only so much I can do if you're not open enough to listen to other points of view. But I do want to still be open to other people's points of view. I've learned stuff when people challenge things that I've said. I also found out there's a lot of keyboard warriors out there. I found a lot of people who will say, hey, this is great, but when you ask them to do something, bupkis. But I guess that brings me to another point. You see, it's really easy to sit behind a keyboard and say, yeah, rah, rah, rah. Are we actually going to do anything? Are we actually going to read? Are we going to learn? Are we going to study? Are we going to listen to people with different points of view? Are we going to try and find the facts Or are we just happy sitting back and ranting? I got to admit, that's one of the harder parts of this job, is how much time I spent dealing with people who seem more interested in ranting and arguing. But that's part of the job. I don't mind it. You know, people say that if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Well, that's not true. But if you do what you love, the difficult parts are worth it. So what have I learned over 100 episodes? I learned it's not as easy as I had thought. It isn't going to happen as quickly as I had thought, but that I really love doing it. And that I hope my next 100 episodes will be even better than the ones I've done so far. So I went from simple audio to audio and video, and I've tried to improve the quality of the videos I've been delivering. And hey, let me know, and put it in the comments if you think my videos are getting better. Maybe some things you'd like me to do, or maybe some things you'd like me not to do. I'm trying to deliver better content because I think it's important that all of us know what our Constitution actually says. That we have a position of fact and science behind which we can go to our elected representatives and say, this is what you've promised to do. If you won't do it, we'll find someone who will. I guess maybe that gets you to another point that I came across. I've been asked on a couple of occasions why I don't run for office. Well, the answer is kind of twofold. Probably the easiest is, how effective could I be in office? I mean, let's face it, if I get elected to office, I'm not going to be treated real well. I don't expect to be treated well by the leadership. I expect to be stuffed in a corner and pretty much ignored as much as possible. Can I be as effective there as if I'm here spending that time trying to educate you? But the other reason is, I'm not going to run for office. Now, that doesn't mean I wouldn't serve if I was asked. That means I'm not going to go out and beg and borrow and promise and lie in order to get to political office. It's not who I am. Maybe I'm just out of my mind. Maybe that's just the way it is. But that's who I am. I'm not going to go out campaigning because I'd rather be spending my time helping to educate you. I'm hoping one day that there'll be enough people in my county and in my state that will say, you know what, we really want someone who knows the Constitution to be in these elective offices. And Paul, maybe one day they'll say, Paul, you're the right person for this. We would like you to try. Maybe it's somebody else. Maybe there are people that are better suited to it. Probably. I have a really low tolerance for political nonsense, and I have a bad tendency of opening my mouth. But if I can help by doing the research, maybe that's what I'm called to do. Where things are is, I've got the book back from the editor and it is still being massaged. I hope to have the editing done end of September, early October. My goal is still to have the book available for sale by the end of the year. Head to the website, Constitution Study. You can keep up with what's going on there. I'm still doing speaking engagements. I have a couple scheduled over the near future. I still do a monthly live stream on Facebook. I'm still thinking about that. I've gotten some mixed results from that. I'm also thinking about, should I be doing something on YouTube, something on Twitter? Hey, let me know. Put comments put your ideas in the comments. Maybe you've got something I haven't thought of. I'm still working on some online courses that I want to put out. It's taken a lot longer than I thought. There's a lot more to it than I originally thought, but I want to have both the content available, recorded online, and some environment where people can interact. And I'm hoping that will be a much bigger venue as this gets up and running. Still working on that. Not sure I'm going to have the first module up by the end of the year, but that I would like to at least get the Bill of Rights up and available somewhere for you to go study through video if you don't want to follow the book. I've also had a couple people ask me to teach them how I teach the Constitution. That's, to me, kind of an interesting idea, kind of a train the trainer type thing. So I'm looking at that as a possibility as well. Most of all, I'm just keeping busy with all the content I'm putting out and trying to get more and more speaking engagements so I can see more and more of you face to face. I love when people share the work that I've been doing, and I want to help them share it, and I'd like to see more of them in person. So if you'd like me to come talk to your group, head to the website. You can request a speaker under the events tab. I'd love to see if we can make that happen. So that's kind of where we are right now. A little bit of my plans. Like I said, the book should be out by the end of the year. That I see is quite doable. The class, the online study, a little harder, maybe early into 2020 before that actually starts coming out. And then whatever else is possible. What other projects I can work on? If you have ideas, put them in the comments. Please let me know. I'm busy, but I'll try to do whatever I can. And that's what I've been working on for the last 100 episodes, and hopefully that'll be working on for the next 100 episodes. Hopefully, all of it will involve you, so you'll stay with me right here at the Constitution Study.
There's one thing you have to know wherever you make your stand.